So, Professor Murthy, should we start?
Yes, go ahead. Yes. It's 4:30. We should start.
It's live now.
Yes.
We should start, I guess. Yeah. Namaste, everybody. Good afternoon. And welcome you all to this very first talk.
ये मैंने दिया ना तो प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं हाँ अच्छा दूसरा इसको शेयर करना होगा ना अभी रुक जा
Shall we start? Hello. Great. So, namaste everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to this very first talk of Industry Academia Relationship Development Talk Series initiated by the MEMS department and in collaboration with the CISC's Center for Scientific Indian Knowledge Systems at IIT Indore. We are partnering and welcome to this very first talk of Introduction to Vedic Management for Change, which will be delivered by Dr. Balbir Talwarji, who is an Executive Director of HM Bell in New Delhi. And before we begin, I would like to invite our Honorable Chairman of DOG, Professor Deepak Pathak, and it gives me a great pleasure to welcome him, Dr. Narendra Agarwalji and Dr. Talwarji and all the other faculty colleagues here to this talk. And I would like to invite Professor Pathak to give opening remarks. Namaste, sir, please.
Thank you, Professor Murthy. Respected Dr. Talwar, Sri Agarwalji, Professor Vinod Kumar, and all others who are attending this. It's a great pleasure to be present, albeit very shortly. I was so thrilled to hear that Dr. Talwar is sparing his precious time to tell us something very important from our old scriptures. I am reminded of a friend of mine, Mr. Srinivasan, who was then the CEO of 3i Infotech. He had written a book on the modern management concepts enunciated in Tirukkurals. As some of you may know, the Kurals are as well known in Tamil Nadu, composed by the great Thiruvalluvar, as Gita and Mahabharata are in the northern India. And I was amazed to see how meaningful management wisdom was enshrined even in those old sayings. I am thrilled to see that Dr. Talwar is going to share with us some similar stratagems which could be very meaningful today. I am, of course, a teacher and I am not as familiar with these ancient literature as most of you are, but I am familiar with Taittiriya Upanishad, whose 11th Anuvak goes more like a convocation address, where it says, Satyam Vada and Dharmam Chara. And I have seen many people confusing the word dharma with the conventional religion as the Western vocabulary sometimes recognizes. It actually means the right way of living your life in any particular role, and that is often forgotten. The most important thing that I remember, and I believe it might have some bearing on the management principles also, is the way we try to emulate our teachers when we are students, and then our seniors when we are workers as professional workers. Many times, our seniors teach us several good things. Sometimes they behave badly, but as human beings, we tend to recall only the bad things they do, forgetting the good things. Taittiriya Upanishad actually says, when the student passes out, a teacher tells the students, Yani asmakam sucharitani, tani swaya upasyani no itarani. Whatever are our good deeds, follow and emulate those and no others. I believe that even in real life as professional life, we must do exactly the same. We must follow the good deeds and good advice of our seniors and emulate those and no others. I'm sorry, my knowledge is very limited. I look forward to listening to Dr. Balbirji's exposition of these principles from the old Vedic literature. Unfortunately, I will have to leave shortly, but I will go through the entire lecture. Thankfully, it is being shown on YouTube. So I will use that YouTube link in the night. So Dr. Balvirji, I apologize to you in advance for leaving you ahead of time. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Very
for
nice meeting, sir.
blessing, sir.
Thank you so much, Professor Pathakji. Now I would like to invite Professor Vinod Kumarji to give a few remarks and then introduce the speaker, please. Thank you. Namaste.
Hariom and good evening, respected Dr. Balveer Talwarji, Honorable Padma Shri Professor Deepak Phatak, faculty colleagues, staff, students, and my dear participants from various states who are watching this talk on YouTube. It is my immense pleasure to be in front of you virtually this evening during this winter season to warmly introduce Dynamic Executive Director of BHEL, Dr. Balveer Talwar. It is my privilege to welcome you, sir, on behalf of Department of Metallurgy, Engineering and Material Science and IIT Indore also. Swagatam bhavatam satam sumano bhareri subratanam bhavya bharat sarasi sanskriti sarasi jasya madhubratanam. Meaning is that welcome you all, whosoever are present here for the noble cause, that is to improve the image of our country, to improve the prosperity of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, industry-academia collaboration has become a matter of great importance to academics, industry leaders, and policymakers, as it is now acknowledged that such relationships are valuable for research and innovation. The Department of Metallurgy, Engineering and Material Science at IIT Indore is pleased to start the Industry-Academia Relation Development Talk Series to provide a holistic and multidisciplinary education to our students with an objective to ensure industrial relevance in academic research and innovation. This step is in line with our new education policy 2020. Here, the first talk of this series will be delivered by Dr. Balveer Talwar. By training, Dr. Balveer Talwar is a mechanical engineer and he became the first PhD scholar from Department of Management Studies, IIT Roorkee, when he completed his PhD in management in 2008. He is a strategic thinker, mentoring scholar, and top management professional, having experience of more than 38 years in diversified area at Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. He is member advisory committee of Integrating Spirituality and Organizational Leadership Research Foundation. During the year 2018 to 21, he has been representing India as honorary secretary at United Nations Global Compact Network, where Dr. Talwar promotes the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals in India. Let me introduce Dr. Talwar from his background, which drive him for this kind of research and talk. So his background, Dr. Talwar belongs to a spiritual family. Many saints and divine souls were the regular visitors to his home during childhood, which enabled him to learn the essence of Veda. It helped in his distinguished academic contribution of 48 papers, including 36 papers on business excellence and Vedic management, which has more than 700 citations in international and national journals or conferences. He is also a reviewer for international research journals. He has also been actively associated with academic institutions as guest faculty, invited speakers, and PhD guide. Currently, Dr. Balveer Talwar is head of HR and corporate communication at BHEL since November 2019 and managing HR processes for over 31,000 employees and steering HR policies, promotions, recruitment, manpower planning, transfer and job rotation, industrial relation, COVID interventions, rewards and recognitions, HRD, EPR, corporate law, etc. And this list confirms the real managing capabilities of Dr. Balveer Talwarji. With this short introduction, I am honored to invite Dr. Balveer Talwar to present his views on Introduction to Vedic Management for Change. Dr. Talwar, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I'm grateful to you as well as IIT Indore for giving me this opportunity to speak in this webinar. Great personalities like Professor Agarwal, Professor Deepak Pathak, my ex-boss, Mr. Vijay Bhutani, and many people from BHEL and other organizations are attending this program. So I am grateful to all of you. I will be sharing my presentation. I hope it is visible.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, it is visible.
So today my talk is on Introduction to Vedic Management for Change. As Professor Vinod was sharing, I got an opportunity to be born to such parents who were following the spirituality, and I have seen in my home that for over 45 years they were doing daily yajna and they were reading the Vedas. My mother has done many yajna of all the 4 Vedas. So till they became ill, they were doing it. And it gave us lot of learning. And almost on daily basis, so many saints were visiting to our residence during my childhood. And it gave me a lot of learning. Yes. So my bow to all of them. Today's this session is on Introduction to Vedic Management for Change, because Vedic management is the core for the future. So I think most of you might have heard this word, Sanuki. Because I am a Punjabi, तो पंजाबी में कहते हैं सानू की, मैनू की, तेनू की, होर की. There are so many proverbs are there. So whenever we want to teach someone or whenever we want to deliberate on certain facts, so the very first question coming to our mind is सानू की. और पंजाबी तो ये कहते ही हैं. इसके ऊपर एक छोटा सा जोक भी है. पंजाब में किसी जगह पे एक घर पे आग लग गई और जल रहा था घर. तो कोई सज्जन गए, उन्होंने सरदार जी को देखा. सरदार जी देखो घर पे आग लग गई. तो सरदार जी ने बोला सानू की. तो कहने लगे पर सरदार जी ये घर आपका है. तो कहते तानू की. Then so what to you? So these are the simple jokes. But if we go to the essence of it, it tells us that we always think of why you are giving me any piece of information. What I have to do with this subject. मेरे को क्या है इससे यार, अगर आप कुछ वैदिक मैनेजमेंट बता रहे हो, so what to me? And why should I listen to you? So this is very important aspect, that first of all, in any conversation, we have to answer the question why. And if I come to the management side, in management, it is said that communication is incomplete, because I have seen in my 38 plus years of the career that most of the problems are due to lack of the communication. So communication will be complete only when I will be able to answer the 6 questions: why, what, when, where, who, and how. And many a times when we converse with each other, we consider that we speak very simple line. जैसे अगर आप ऑफिस आ रहे हैं और किसी दिन ऑफिस का दिन है and you are sleeping late, so your wife will come and ask a question, ऑफिस नहीं जाना क्या? Because for all other questions, she has asked for what, but she knows the answer, and you also know the other questions answer. क्यों जाना है, कब जाना है, कहाँ जाना है, किसको जाना है और कैसे जाना. But you are sleeping, so that it is a worry. And if you say नहीं आज मेरी तबीयत ठीक नहीं है, then what happened, and then the conversation starts. And if you get up and come to the normal routine, then it is okay. So wherever there is coming a communication gap, we are required to answer these 6 questions, and then only communication will be complete. Otherwise, we are lacking in our communication. And this is one of the big lessons which I have learned from my seniors, superiors over the years. So why Vedic management? As I said, so what Vedic management? So since time immemorial, mankind is in the search of excellence. And we are searching for excellence for our all-round growth and getting the prosperity. And this pursuit for the economic growth, while we have grown, but it has deteriorated the physical environment, climate change, global warming, unsafe work environment, needless exposure to toxics, pollution, discriminations, decays, financial scandals, and more recently, Corona. So all these things where we are going for pursuit for the economic growth, we are getting so many problems. So when there is a problem, we start looking for the solution. And the solution comes from with another management mantra. And we are keep on evolving new and new and new policies, new and new and new mantras. But where it will take us finally, it will take us to Vedic management. Because Vedic management addresses all these questions. Vedic management can answer all our problems. And that is why we need to know about the Vedic management. Now, here I said that we are in search of excellence for all-round growth and prosperity. So, what is excellence? Some quality gurus say excellence is the conformance to quality. But अगर हम जनरल लैंग्वेज में बात करें, आजकल के देश के बच्चों की लैंग्वेज में बात करें तो कहेंगे 100% marks in examination. Parents will ask for it. Or if someone is getting admission in a top educational institute, IIM, IIT, they are going, Harvard. Or after your education, you are getting the highest pay package. Or you are winning some national award, international award, or Nobel award. Is it excellence? Or excellence is something more? That we need to understand. What is excellence? Because ultimately we are in search of excellence, and These are the criteria we have ourselves set, that these criteria lead us to the excellence. Or excellence is something else, like seven wonders of the world. So excellence lies in perfection. Is it excellence or not? Or we are looking for something more than this? And what is that more? Or excellence lies in nature. This is value of flowers. And here you are seeing the Brahma Kamal. This is Brahma Kamal. If one has a sight of Brahma Kamal, it is said that you will get the happiness. It has got very high medicinal values. And it happens only at the height of 4,000 meters or so. Once I went to Tapovan, above Gomukh, there I saw Brahma Kamal. It gives a lot of happiness. Of course, I could not go to Valley of Flowers. But excellence stops here or goes beyond it. Excellence lies in God's creation. You can see billions of smiling faces. Each one is different, yet all are perfect human. Is it excellence? So where is the excellence we need to understand, and we should go further to identify from where excellence comes. What is the origin? So origin of excellence comes from the cosmos. About 1.97 billion years ago, when Big Bang happened, it led to formulation of atoms, molecules, nebules, stars, planets, galaxies, and it kept on spreading the universe. The first manifestation of this infinite spirit was through cosmic sound vibration, which NASA has also measured, and the closest utterance of human approximation of this sound is Om. So excellence is arising from this cosmic sound known as Om. 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 Of course, you go to the nature, you go to some forest, you go to the river in the peace, calmful manner, sit there, and you will start feeling the vibrations coming to your heart. Now, this Om is not dharmic. It has come in almost all religions. It is the symbol of cross-cultural. It is calming and relaxing to hear and chant. Mukund Upanishad defines Om as the past, the present, and the future. All that was, all that will be is Om. All else that may exist beyond the bounds of time, that too is Om. So it represents everything in the universe. It is the very root of the universe. It is the very root of the creative energy, the holy vibrations, which is identified as Om. So we need to understand Om, and this is the origin of excellence. Now just think, when we are indulging in some very deep-rooted activity, when we are deeply involved in creation of something, like I am making a painting and deeply involved in it, what is that motivation coming to me? That motivation is coming because when you are very deeply involved, Instead of getting the stress, strain, other things, you start enjoying it. You start calming down. You start getting relaxation. And this is for the every activity, not only painting. You can take singing, you can take listening, or wherever your mind takes you, your soul takes you, you go deeper, deeper, and deeper, and you will get calmness. Because you are pursuing towards the excellence, you are pursuing towards the Om, you are pursuing unification with the creative energy of universe. You might have experienced it in your life. If you have not experienced, please try to experience it today. It is always there. It is always with you. You have not to buy it. You have not to purchase it. You have not to go anywhere else. You have to go within, search within, and you will get it. Now, this cosmic sound Om, if we go a little deeper into it, जब हम ओम बोलते हैं तो मेरा मुंह खुलता है, बंद मुंह खुलता है. It represents Brahma or creation. जब मैं ऊ बोलता हूं तो मेरा खुला हुआ मुंह खुला रहता है. ऊ. It represents Vishnu, the Palankarta. And when I speak Ma, then my open mouth closes. Ma. So it represents all the three gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. It represents the spirit, body, and mind, heaven, earth, and underworld, birth, life, and death. It represents everything. You go and you will search and you will find everything in this Om. It represents intuition and knowledge as it is connected to the third eye in the chakra system. Most of the scientists have come up with their discoveries, their innovations through going much deeper into it and knowingly or unknowingly meditating on Om. Because my every deep study takes me to that direction only. If we go further, elaborating it, this represents the waking stage. A is the Jagrit Stati. That is our conscious physical state. U in Om is our dreaming state. This is the dreaming state. And Ma is representing unconscious state. This is the unconscious state or Sushupti or deep sleep, our subconscious or casual mind. Then there is illusion or Maya. This is illusion or Maya. What is this? All the siddhis we are getting. When we are going for the deeper meditation, so we are being offered so many things. Okay, you take this खिलौना, जैसे हम बच्चे को खिलौना देते हैं. So you take it, and when we say no, I want to go beyond, and then comes a silence, and that is this bindu. That is the Turiya Avastha or Samadhi, pure consciousness. So we reach here. So that describes the Om, the cosmic sound. Let me request all of you, just speak 3 times with me, Om, so you will get the cosmic sound and you will feel the energy in it. Take a deep breath. And while leaving the breath, we will speak Om. 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 Again, deep breath and leaving. Om. Again, deep breath. Om. So what you get when you are closing the ma, it is getting concentrated at your heart chakra, Hriday chakra, and there all the energy gets stored and you get feeling of love. I can take you further deeper into the Om again, but I want to take you a little beyond. So what is Veda? Veda is coming from the word vid, Sanskrit root vid, which means to know. And the four ancient rishis, Agni, Vayu, Aditya, and Angira, received the cosmic knowledge transmitted in the wave form. And these are the four Vedas which they received: Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Sam Ved, and Atharved. Vedas are considered divine creation and referred as Aparushaya, means no one has authored it. And they are Anadi, means there is no beginning in terms of time. We call them Shruti also because over the ages, gurus told their Shishya and people were learning, their Shishyas were learning the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, Atharva Veda, and it was passing through ages. There are four sections in each Veda. That is a Samhita or hymns, which contains the Gyan, or in our language, classroom teachings. Then Brahmana, containing techniques to use the technology, use the knowledge, and performing yajna or action. It is implementation. Then Arnakyas or hidden science, sorry, which represents transmission of this yajna philosophy to metaphysical ideas. These are my R&D labs or institutions to understand the truth for well-being of mankind. And then the Upanishad, which is the essence of Veda, which answers so many questions regarding the word and everything else. Here we do addition, deletion, correction, modification of the existing knowledge. Now coming to our education system and coming to my management side, how the education should be. First is the classroom teaching. That will give you only 25% of the learning. Then you have to go for the actions, implementation. Whatever you have learned, implement it. That's why in the management and the engineering institutions, you are being taken to the machines or you are being given the case studies and you are environment is created where you can implement it, whatever you have learned. And then comes the Anakyas. The third 25% of knowledge you get when you are doing the R&D. That's why in our all the prestigious institutions, we give lot of focus to the research and development. And when we are doing this research, we are coming out with the essence with new dimensions, with new philosophies, with new mantras, with new products. And those products, when these are being used, they are by doing some addition, deletion, correction, modification to the existing systems, existing products, existing knowledge, existing mantras, and that is Upanishada, and that is the complete 360-degree knowledge, and that is the 100% knowledge which we are getting. And the person who is doing this is understood, is seen as an expert of the subject matter. So the 4 sections of the each Veda are like that only, and this is how we should have our management. It is how we should have our education system, and it is how we should manage our life. Now, what is there? Because this question was asked to me by Professor Rao. Okay, you are telling about Vedic management. Tell me, what is the difference between Vedic management and the modern management? This is one question which came to me. And I think you will love to get the answer of this question. That what is the difference between the two? So the Rig Veda explains it. What is the difference? It explains the cosmic order. It says that the physical as well as moral laws govern the entire universe, and that no transgression of these laws is allowed. And how my modern management is working, and how my so-called developed people are working, we are only focused on the physical laws. We are least bothered about the moral laws. We are least bothered about the poorest of the poor. We are least bothered about the society. We are bothered only about ourselves. How to enhance, how to increase my earnings, money and more money. Let it come to my pocket. Don't go anywhere else. But Veda says कि धन की 3 गतियां हैं. There are 3 ways how the money will be utilized. 1, you are using it. That is the medium. Best utilization of dhan is, money is, donate it for the others. That is the first. Second is, use it. And third is, nash. It will go out of your hand. Lakshmi chanchala hai. टिकेगी नहीं आपके पास. So Veda very clearly explains what is to be done for the money. And when we are not following those philosophy, we are in trouble. So we have to see our business. We cannot say business of the business is to do business only. No. All the expectations are changing. I can't work only on maximizing the shareholder value. I have to see inclusive growth. I have to take care of society. I have to take care of sustainability. I have to take care of this universe. Then only climate change effect will not come. Then only we will learn. And Vedic management tells about it. So we have to take care of these aspects. This is the difference. This is the major difference between the Vedic management and our conventional management. This is the essence of Vedic management, that both physical and moral laws are governing the business, governing the universe. If we are not taking care of one of these, we will be in soup. We will be in the great trouble. Now, in management, I have gone through several business excellence models. There are more than 100 business excellence models being used across the globe. So, and the crux of these business models are in their measurement system. While doing my research on this subject, I found that out of the 100 plus business excellence models being used across the globe, 3 models are the mother models. One is the Deming Prize of the Japan. Second is EFQM model of Europe. And third is Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award of USA. All these models are based on it. So if we see what is there, in Deming, there is plan, do, check and act. So we are focusing on the PDCA, plan. Again, plan covers the learn what you have planned, how you are going to do, and do is again implementation, and check is again reviewing it, and act is do improvement in it. In Malcolm Baldrige, we will see ADLI. So that means approach, that is thinking and planning, again education, the first part. Then the deployment, that is the implementation. Then is the results, monitoring and evaluating. And the final is the improvement, learning and adapting. Same thing is in the EFQM model. That is, what are the results required? Plan and develop approaches, deploy approaches, and assess and review. So these models are working in the same domain as of the Vedic management, which is focused on Gyan, that is planning or the approach, and then the action, that is implementation, which is do or deployment, then the worship or upasana or anakyas or hidden science or R&D labs, that is what is known as check or assessment and review or learning. So this is that. And finally is the science or Vijnana or Upanishada or philosophy, the essence of Vedas, which tells us eternal truth, addition, deletion, modification, which gives us an insight for improvement, where we are going, where we are moving ahead. So a point to ponder. When I joined BHL, way back in 1983, this book was the most popular book of management, and it was gifted to me by my boss, In Search of Excellence. Lessons from America's best run companies. So I was very happy. But when I was doing my research, my doctorate from IIT Roorkee, 20 years down the line, I found most of these companies are died. They were no more existing. And we have found that 84% of the biggest US companies, 1900 to 2000, are dead today. In 2004, I'm talking about. And 20% of the Fortune 500 companies in 1995 to 2000, they were dead 4 years later, that means in 2004. So, why it is happening? Why so? Because these companies failed to balance the physical and moral laws. They adhere to only one side and forgotten the other side. Why is financial scandals? Because we are not following the moral laws. I have seen the Vedic vision, the vision for excellence. This vision I presented in a conference at Tokyo in 2005. There are 5 kinds of organizations. The lowest level of the organization is the stagnant organization, which is focused only on individual shareholder. It is taking care of only that, and its survival is on day-to-day basis. Second kind of organization is the lagging organizations, which are considering a little more than that, and they are focusing on the enhancing the profitability. That means, how can I maximize my profit? The Lala type companies which we are seeing. Leading organizations are those which are focused on the customers, employees, and cash flow. These are the leading organizations of today. But the role model organizations of today, like Toyota and others, they are focused on the total supply chain. In automotive sector, we have seen many such companies which are taking care of their suppliers also, apart from the customers, employees, and shareholders. Thank to the Indian government that we brought the Companies Act 2013, where we came out with the section 135 focused on the CSR. So a focus of the organizations gone for the CSR, for the corporate social responsibility. They are required to spend 2% of their average profit of last 3 years on the social service. So we are moving towards the universal well-being as well, and some work is being done in this direction through the Vedic vision of the excellence. But if you look at the old times, old timers, हमारे जो भी राजा महाराजा होते थे, they used to create the dharmshalas. They used to open the anathalaya, gaushala, and all so many things for the well-being of the society. Even we have heard about certain ancient kings who were donating everything at the end of the year to the society, and then again started earning the money. And they were doing so many things for the welfare of society. So we have to think about it, we have to learn about it, and we have to see what best can be done. Let us explore. This is the Vedic vision. And what will happen? What will we get? It is a holistic approach. See, एक बार क्या हुआ? Let me speak some story because it is becoming very heavy. कि देवताओं को और दानवों को बिठा दिया गया और ब्रह्म जो हमारे थे प्रजापति जो थे, उन्होंने कहा कि भाई आप खाना खाओ, आपको बुलाया गया है भोज के ऊपर, और बहुत ही बढ़िया बढ़िया खाना बना हुआ था। और जो खाना बनाया हुआ था उसमें उन्होंने कहा कि आमने सामने बैठ जाइए, आपको खाना परोसा जा रहा है और आप लोगों को खाना है खाना। शर्त सिर्फ एक है कि आपके हाथ को जैसे लंबा किया, यहाँ पर एक लकड़ी बांध दी गई कि अब खाना खाना। Now how to eat when you cannot take the food to your mouth because you cannot pour the out. So जो राक्षस थे वो तो बिना खाना खाए उठ गए। उन्होंने कहा देवताओं को देखते हैं क्या करते हैं। देवताओं ने क्या किया, सामने जो बैठा हुआ था उसके सामने जो आमने सामने बैठे थे उसका प्लेट से खाना तोड़ा अपने हाथ से और उसके मुंह में डाल दिया और उसको खिला दिया। तो सभी ने आमने सामने वालों को सबको खिला दिया। So it became so easy. When we are giving to others, it is so easy, so simple, so true. But if I want only for myself, it is so difficult. Very, very difficult. Once I met one of my very senior colleague in his office. So there was a meeting going on. I asked who is there, and because I had some very urgent work. So there was a meeting going on in his room, and I wanted to just push into the room and want to deliver some documents to him. So I went inside और कहने लगा, I told him, sir, आपके 2 minute लेने. And he was very angry. Don't you know, Talwar? Here a meeting is going on and we are discussing so difficult issue. तो मैंने कहा, sir, actually मेरे को 2 minute लेने नहीं, मैं आपको कुछ देने आया हूँ. The moment I said मैं देने आया हूँ, अरे बैठो बैठो बैठो, please sit. क्या देने आए हो मुझे? And then he made me to sit there for 10 minutes and offer tea also. So when you give, you get benefited. It facilitates you to use the infinite power of cosmic knowledge stored in ether for the well-being. Because our entire cosmos is designed for giving to others. You see trees, when they are loaded with the fruits, they थोड़ा झुक जाता है पेड़. You see rivers, they are giving to us. You see the air, we are getting the pure air free of cost. Everything is given to us free by this nature. So if I am giving someone something, so that is free. If I am giving free to someone, then I am aligning myself with the cosmos and I am getting the energy. I am getting so many good things inside. And that is what I am saying next, that the key to success of business is jajna. That means sacrifice for the others, or to create wealth for well-being of all stakeholders. And that is what I am finding Tata Group is doing. Most of the money of the Tata Group is being going to the Tata Trusts, which are doing so good work. Other companies are also doing good, but Tata is one of the role models. Sustainable growth comes by earning money through practicing values. You see, Ganga is coming from the Himalayas, and there are so many streams of water, and they are joining hand together. Like at Devprayag, Mandakini and Alaknanda are joining hands, and then becomes it Ganga, and it flows like that. One water is green, another is blue, and they join together. Now you see your supply chains in the business. If there are two supply chains and they are merging together, we often blame others. इसकी supply ठीक नहीं थी इसलिए मेरा product खराब है. But you see, learn from nature. Can you distinguish the two streams water after they mix together and become Ganga? Can anyone do it? So that kind of thing is there. And then there is a temple. Wherever two streams are joining, big or small, there will be a temple, and the temple explains that this is the value system we have to follow. That is an agreement. This agreement we have to follow. That is there. How we are working. And the Vedic way of growth ensures that continuous flow of the knowledge, finances, physical resources, learning, information, like a river for the prosperity of global society. And that is the ultimate of the cosmic reality. So I am coming to almost end of my session. Here are, with this introduction, here are some of the areas where I have done the research and prepared lectures. Through my research is the universal model of governance coming from the Rig Veda, Vedic economic philosophy, motivation side from Gayatri Mantra. You know, Gayatri Mantra is there in 3 Vedas. That is why it is said Mahamantra. And that is there, Gayatri Mantra is there in the Yajur Veda, in the Sam Veda, and in the Rig Veda. And in Atharva Veda, there is another hymn which explains why you should recite the Gayatri Mantra. Stuta Maya Varda Ved Mata Prachodayant Pavmane Dujanam Ayum Pranam Prajan Pashun Kirtim Dramanam Brahmarchasam. So this mantra gives you insights of the motivation. Sometime I will share that also with. Then the Vedic concepts of business excellence, a model which I have developed, universal business excellence model. Then the yoga is the secret of cosmic bliss. Core values of excellence models and human values of the Gita. Spirituality at workplace for higher level of performance. So much research has been done by even the Western scientists on this. CSR, modern and Vedic approach. Yagya, the path of cosmic harmony and bliss and how we can utilize it. 7 steps for sustainable success. Bhu Bhuva Swaha Mahajana Tapa Satyam. Thought science, the secret of change management. And there are so many more. These are only few. And I feel that if these subjects could be added in the curriculum, we can change the world. We can again become the Vishwaguru and we can go ahead in our journey to see a golden India again. सोने की चिड़िया भारत फिर से बन जाएगा, यही मेरी कामना है. और इसी के साथ में thanks a lot, thank you very much, and your question, my time is over, and any questions I will welcome. Thank you.
So, thank you, Dr. Balbir Talwar ji, for giving enlightenment on the essence of Vedic management, which essentially includes physical and moral laws for business. You also discussed about the PDCA model, MB and QA model by USA. Several models you have discussed. I still remember when I was doing a job of metallurgist in a particular company. So at that time they were saying us this PDCA model, but I was not aware that this model has been developed it is very famous model from Japan. And you also covered Vedic vision of excellence, Vedic vision for cosmic bliss and growth, including this importance of yajna. So it is fantastic to hear you, sir. Thank you so much. And at the last, I would like to thank you for agreeing to deliver this talk. I also would like to thank Professor D.V. Phatak to grace this occasion on a very short notice. He agreed. I also would like to thank my faculty colleagues who were part of the thought process to organize the industry academia relationship development talk series in our department. Further, I also would like to thank Professor G.S. Murthy, Center for Indian Scientific Knowledge System. He is currently head of this center, for his constant support and suggestion. Mr. Mayur Dhake, I would like to thank him for his constant help in organizing this online portal. At last, I thank all of the participants, especially Sri Vijay Bhutani ji, Professor Narendra Agarwal ji, and other participants who attended this event and made this event successful. Thank you all for your time and patience. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, Talwar sir, At some other occasion also, I will take your time to interact with our faculty members as well as to interact with our students on some of the key points what you have mentioned in your last slide. So I'm delighted to learn that people like you who is handling the management issue in Bhel, which has more than 30,000 employees, and having this kind of interest. So it is really a kind of good indication. And thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Dalwar, and thank you, Dr. Vinod, for having me here. I quite enjoyed this session and learned a few things about Veda and its application in the field of management.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Professor Agarwal himself is a great person, and he is the great teacher of all these subjects.
I will catch him sometime, sir. I will take his mail ID and I will have a discussion how we can engage Professor Agarwal with us. So that we will discuss in due course of time.
In fact, I have a paper on the subject of industry academia interaction in context of IT industry. I'll be happy to share that with you.
Please, sir. Please.
I'll send my email address to you. So please.
Yes,
send me
I have seen. Yeah. Okay, sir. So we should close this session. And thank you again, everyone, for joining with us for this nice talk series. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.